Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. 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 Alright, somebody's on the call. If you're here on this call, if you can hear me, just put something in the chat. I want to hear from you. If you're here, just type in the chat. We're going to go over some PowerPoint slides regarding liver health. And I want to share a little bit about Andreas Moritz. I started doing this protocol beginning of last year in 2023. It was something I needed to do for my own personal health. And I had a lot of different problems that started to show up as inflammation in the body. And prior to that, I was already doing something called the self-flush protocol. So on this channel, what you will find is detox. I talk about the language of detox, which is getting the waste material out of the body. A lot of people, they have a lot of waste material just from chronic constipation. When this toxin begins to build up over time, it's going to cause a lot of inflammation in your system. A lot of people are having this problem, that problem, and never get to the root cause of their problems. So that's the beginning part. Before we talk about the liver cleanse, I just want to briefly mention you need to understand how to clean out this pipework. You need to clean out this whole pipework. Talking about the esophagus, the stomach, the small intestines, the large intestines comprehensively. Now, I already talked about this on previous videos on my channel. You guys can look for those. But that is the first protocol you got to be very familiar with. You got to clean the small and large intestines to get used to getting that waste material flushed out of your body. Next, I highly recommend you guys learning about internal parasites. There are many different internal parasites in the world. And these different parasites, they're going to cause a lot of problems in your system. I don't know where you live in the world. If you're eating a lot of sushi, a lot of rare steak, in different places in the world, they fancy completely rare tartars, steak tartars. All these different types of raw meats have the potential of carrying parasitic worms. Now, this is the tapeworm. If you're eating undercooked pork, undercooked beef, you may get tapeworms in your body. A lot of people just don't pay attention to this at all. And I can go over some of this information as well. Just depending on what you're looking for, we're focusing on the liver cleanse today. That's what I'm going to talk about. But if you have any other questions regarding the liver cleanse or detox in general, just type them in the chat and I'll help you answer. As you're looking at the liver, this is the largest internal organ that you have, okay? And you gotta understand this picture through and through. Not just because you're just a regular person, maybe you're not a medical doctor, it doesn't matter where you are, where you're coming from. You need to understand this picture. You need to pick up a book of human physiology and learn this for yourself. Because nobody's gonna help you. You're gonna go into the hospital with different symptoms, and then most of the doctors will do, they will give you a lot of medications. Until you know how to clean this out, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. You gotta understand your liver works like a filter. This filter filters about 1,000 liters of blood every single day, or roughly 250 gallons of blood. It's going through, picking up a lot of trash and debris along the way. This is your gallbladder. Gallbladder is where your bile is stored. Bile is stored right here in this gallbladder, and when you're eating any type of healthy fats, it's going to secrete something called bile. Bile is going to help you break down the fat for nutrient absorption, okay? But a lot of people, they have something called gallstones that are trapped inside this gallbladder here. It could be hormonal imbalances. It could be parasitic infections. These parasites are very, very real. You can take a look at some of these videos online. They're extracting roundworms out of the human liver. We need to know that the body is very delicate, and there are many different types of invaders that can invade different parts of your organs, different parts of your body. Liver flukes, they can attack your liver. Also roundworms. Of course, there's also pinworms. Pinworms that usually target around the anus. So you see a lot of people, they may be scratching their behind. or finding a lot of itchiness, discomfort in the anal area, that will be from pinworms. Go through and study parasitology for about a good 1 month to 2 months. You want to go through them one by one and understand this was causing a lot of problems in our system. Because once they start to target your liver has a lot of nutritional value. Okay, so they go in and they start to extract the vitamins. Now they're going to survive and replicate on top of you. In the process of doing so, you may get a lot of different cysts inside the liver, a lot of congestion. We call it cysticercosis. Medicine calls it cysticercosis. And as that happens, you're losing your liver function. Now, different stages of liver function, you have a healthy liver, and over time, you may get a fatty liver. And a lot of people that have something called non-alcoholic fatty liver. They don't even drink any alcohol. But unfortunately, they still have a fatty liver, according to their doctor. There's some type of inflammation that is taking place. They don't know why, okay? It's because of lifestyle choices, not drinking enough water, not getting enough proper rest, just overloaded with toxins day in and day out, eating trash foods. All these different types of things are going to burn the liver, because the liver has to try to detox all that toxins. And over time, if it doesn't get taken care of, your liver is going to go from a fatty liver into liver fibrosis. More congestion takes place within the liver, and the condition gets worse and worse. Now, when you have liver problems, the blood begins to thicken, okay? And we're going to talk something about blood viscosity maybe somewhere down the line. But over time, with given enough time, your liver may become cirrhosis, which becomes hardened. Okay, when this happens, doctors, they may say, oh, you have a lot of abnormal tumor and growth inside the liver. What I'm going to do, I'm going to just give you chemo, radiation, whatever. And it's basically the end. Now, what we're looking at here, it is a gallbladder that is full of gallstones. Gallstones, they can range from different sizes, different colors and shapes, just different types of congestion that can take place within your gallbladder. Now, I have passed so many of these throughout the past year and a half or more, because I started cleaning out the gallbladder and my liver beginning of last year, and that's what we're talking about today. So over here, you have the liver. Maybe a better picture is here. If you take a quick look at this picture here, okay, so you have the intrahepatic bile ducts, all right? Over here, you have the left hepatic duct. Over here is the right hepatic duct, right? And over here, it's going to produce bile and store in the gallbladder. Now, if there's a lot of hormonal imbalances, maybe different parasites are also attacking this gallbladder, you're going to have gallstones that form, okay? Because parasites, they have the ability to go outside of your digestive tract, penetrate through the intestinal walls, and begin to attack your different organs, including the pancreas over here. But I want to just illustrate that this picture is very important for you to understand, and it's all interconnected. Here we have the pancreas. It is also connected to this common bile duct, and everything is secreted into the duodenum, which is the very first part of the small intestine. This is critically important for you to understand, because when you're releasing gallstones, you're releasing into the very first part, or the small intestine. Now, let's come back into human physiology one more time. So take a quick look. Your digestive system is a very long piece of pipework. Okay, food enters your mouth, into the stomach. Digestive enzymes start to break down the food. Then food begins to enter into your small intestine. So over here, this is the duodenum, the very beginning part of your small intestine. But that's also where the common bile duct is also connected, right in that area, right in this area, before it goes through 4.5 meters of small intestines, followed by another 1.5 meters of large intestines before everything can go out. That's very important. That's the reason why I highly recommend for you to learn how to do the salt flush protocol, because you need to learn first how to clean up this whole pipework comprehensively. A lot of people, they're experiencing all sorts of constipation, It's just a lot of congestion and waste material that is trapped inside. Now, a lot of people may go for colon hydrotherapy. That will not be enough. The colon hydrotherapy or colonic only targets the large intestine. It does not target both the small and large intestine. Coming back to this picture, when you're releasing gallstones, gallstones are released right here. So imagine here, you have a lot of gallstones, right, in your gallbladder. And today I'm going to go over the protocol, how you can flush them out comprehensively. So right here, another photo. This is the liver. These are your gallstones trapped inside the gallbladder. And as they're released into the common bile duct, eventually it's going to be released right here inside the very beginning part of the small intestine. Now, I've been following a book by Andreas Moritz, The Amazing Liver Cleanse, something like that, the book that he wrote regarding liver cleanse. And my different methodology for cleaning out the small and large intestines, it's also used and combined with the liver cleanse protocol. Now, there's just so much to this. Sometimes when people get gallstones, they're trapped inside the common bile duct. It's going to cause a lot of congestion, a lot of inflammation across the board. Even possible pancreatitis, okay? For example, let's just say if you have some gallstones, they get released into this common bile duct, but then they go in this direction where they block this passageway right here. If that happens, then your insulin production has some problems. Insulin's not able to go out into the small intestine here. Everything is interconnected. We have a physical body, okay? We have an electrical component to it. Now, that's a biological component to it. But there are certain parts of the body I want you to use a mechanical eye. There's a mechanical part to this. As we're talking about the digestive system, everybody is the same. This is very mechanical. Everybody in the world, some people, they might be a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, so the length may be different, but the digestive system is the same across the board. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are. We're all the same on the inside. Okay, we truly are. What goes through your mouth must exit out over here. Number one, a lot of people can't even get that KPI accomplished on a regular basis when they're dealing with chronic constipation. So coming back into here, I want to go through what I've been doing on my protocol. Okay, so this is what I do. Now, according to Andreas Moritz, you're supposed to drink some apple juice every single day for 6 days, and I don't do any of that. Now, this is what I do. Let's just say I'm going to do the liver cleanse on Saturday. On Friday, I need to finish dinner around 7:30. I can still drink liquids, but I'm not eating any late night snacks, okay? So the following day could be around 12 p.m. or 11 a.m., okay? So this is where I begin my self-flush protocol. This is what I've been doing to clean out the small and large intestines. Before I even do my liver cleanse protocol, I first clean out this whole pipework and remain fasted. I don't just jump into it right away. I want to make sure everything is cleaned out. Around 5:45, 6 p.m., I start to drink my Epsom salt. So you want to buy some food-grade Epsom salt, right? You want to add that to about 32 fluid ounces of room temperature water. And it's just 15 ml, all right? Every single time you take this, you're going to prepare 15 ml along with some water. It could be about 2 cups of water, maybe a cup and a half. It doesn't matter how much water is. You want to get the Epsom salt, the food-grade Epsom salt in your system. This will help relax the common bile duct. We're actually going to relax everything. The important thing is we want to make sure this particular duct is completely relaxed, because when you're doing the liver cleanse protocol, these gallstones are going to get squeezed out of here and through the common bile duct. Now, to prevent a lot of obstruction from taking place, you want to make sure this is completely relaxed. so the gallstones have an easier time going through. Okay? And at 6 p.m., I drink the first serving. At 8 p.m., I drink another serving. Once again, it's 15 milliliter of Epsom salt, and it's just 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon is 15 ml. And you're adding that to room temperature water. It could be about a cup and a half, even 2 cups, however you want, and drink it down. Now, at 9:45 p.m., I start to prepare my liver cleanse protocol, which is 4 fluid ounces of extra virgin olive oil. You want to buy the highest quality olive oil you possibly can. And you're going to add 2 grapefruits squeezed. Okay? So the ingredients are very simple, just olive oil and 2 grapefruits squeezed. You're extracting the juices only. It's very important. You do not want any pulp. You do not want any seeds. You want to make sure this process is smooth as possible. Once you put it together, you want to mix it. You want to mix it together, okay? And you're going to drink the liver cleanse solution. Now, for some people, they hate the taste, but I kind of got used to it after a while. I've done it 42 times, okay? And this is what's going to help squeeze out the gallstones out of your gallbladder. Because normally, you would never put down 4 fluid ounces of olive oil all at once. So when you have that much oil that is in your stomach, it's going to signal to the gallbladder, hey, I need bile to help me break down all this fat. And that's what happens. It begins to pump. Now, most people, their gallbladder is completely congested, so they're not even really getting any bile in their digestive tract. So they're very, very, they have problems with their digestion. And after you drink it, you're just going to brush your teeth, sleep on your right, okay? Sleep on your right side, and just relax and go to bed. So the next morning, you want to set your alarm at 6 a.m. and also 8 a.m. 6 a.m. when you wake up, you're going to drink the third serving of Epsom salt. Once again, it's 15 ml of Epsom salt, Fuber Epsom salt, room temperature water. And you might be very tired, you can go back to bed. And you're going to do it again at 8 a.m. Once again, drinking 15 milliliters of Epsom salt with room temperature water. Okay. And some people, they may stay awake, but you're going to have some feelings of bowel movements, and you may start to release some green material outside of your body, okay, that you've never seen before. Remember, we first started with the salt flush protocol, which cleans out the small and large intestines, so there's no food at all inside your stomach. You're not eating any late night snacks. You're not eating any fruits and vegetables, nothing. You keep your stomach completely fasted from food. You can still drink liquids. When this happens, you may have some additional bowel movements. I want you to jump into another salt flush protocol. Okay, so around 10 a.m., you prepare another salt flush protocol and do it again. And what does the salt flush protocol do? It cleans out your small and large intestines combined, comprehensively. Because gallstones are going to be trapped inside your small and large intestines right now. You do not want gallstones to be trapped within that 4.5 meters. Gallstones are full of toxins. Okay, so when your body tries to absorb these gallstones, you're going to feel extremely nauseous. And throughout this process, it's not going to be a walk in the park. There are going to be some times of discomfort. There are going to be times when things are not going to be very, very smooth for you. You may experience some slight joint pains and aches, okay, or different types of things that will act up that you never experienced before. These are all signs of detox, okay? The ingredients are very simple. Apple cider vinegar, okay, this is for using the salt flush protocol, but you need some grapefruits, you need food grade Epsom salt, you need olive oil. This is the book that I read. I highly recommend you guys read this. And This will teach you the very basics on chapter 4. This is all the different details of the protocol that's outlined. Now, the only difference that I made with this protocol is that I recommend doing the self-flush protocol instead of doing a colonic, because the colonic only cleans out the large intestine, okay? And you will release all sorts of gallstones. These are gallstones, and they will float to the top of the toilet. They don't sink down, and I recommend you guys just to look into this a lot more, because a lot of people, when they start to have liver problems, they're going to have all sorts of other problems. The liver is such a powerful detoxifier, and you need that detoxifier to be working optimally every single day for you, okay? When people are dealing with a lot of different symptoms, such as edema, this is really related to either the kidney function or liver function. When your filters of the body, when they're not working optimally, okay? You basically have 3 major filters in your body. You have your spleen, you have your liver, and you have 2 kidneys. Okay, if you're blessed with 2 kidneys, you can take good care of them, because a lot of people, they're dealing with chronic kidney disease, right? And if you can clean out the liver, that will alleviate a lot of the pressure off the kidneys, because this guy handles a lot more blood throughout the day than the kidneys. I think about over 4 times. So if you're interested in topics like this, if you're interested in doing a liver cleanse, you don't know where you're kind of navigating it through, you guys can look me up on my Instagram and just send me a DM. Send me a DM if you want to work with me one-on-one to get the process started. Maybe you don't know how to clean out your digestive tract, or maybe you don't know how to get rid of your internal parasites, you're worried about that. Perhaps you've been on this detox journey for quite some time. You want to go to the next level, which is cleaning out your gallbladder. Let me tell you, the gallbladder is just the beginning part. There are other intrahepatic stones inside the liver that must be released as well, okay? This is another picture of the liver. You can see all these different veins inside, arteries and veins. It's in there because it's filtering the blood 24/7, 365. And there's so many different sections to the liver, right? It's the largest internal organ that you have. It has so many different functions. And a lot of people, when they are not taking good care of their liver, the liver becomes inflamed. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to take good care of these different organs when we're young. The younger you are and start on this process, the better. You don't want to wait until you have some problems and they're already showing up. Now, the reason why I decided to do a liver cleanse simply because I started to experience a lot of inflammation in my joints. Just about a year ago, beginning the year 2023, my finger wasn't able to do this. It was that bad. It was only able to do this. I also felt a lot of discomfort, also inflammatory pain across other across my different fingers and joints. And I read Andreas Moritz's book years ago. I read this book years ago, and I was reminded to go reread this book. Okay, so sometimes the universe brings ideas to you, but you gotta have to work the material. I want you guys to learn as much as you can, and maybe you do not apply everything that I say, but at least it's in the back of your mind. I want you to go read these books, go out there, purchase more books regarding detox. Kevin Trudeau wrote an amazing book, Natural Cures, they don't want you to know about. Highly recommend you reading that book as well. Is the book going to be 100% accurate? Of course not. But this is the reason why you got to go on your own journey. Maybe you pick up another book on human physiology, and you might pick another book learning about how to clean out your kidneys, right? And that's kind of been my journey. Like this year, a couple of weeks ago, I started cleaning out my kidneys, right? And it's a process because I may not have all the different herbs here in Taiwan, but I'm going to go and roll with what I do have here. So if there are 10 herbs, I have 5 of them, I'm going to start using it right away because I'm not going to wait until I have everything ready. So the idea when it comes to taking good care of your health is taking active action all the time. You got to be on the offensive. You can't just maintain like I'm trying to maintain. That's not going to work because there's a law of entropy that is at hand. If you're not expanding yourself in your knowledge and in your application, it's only a way down. It's only going to go down. Now, I was that guy. I try to go to the gym. I try to take good care of my health, try to eat right, okay? I still wasn't getting the results that I was looking for. I'm going to look at my slides, going to show you guys a photo. See, this was me just a couple years ago, and I had a belly that would not go away. It did not matter what type of exercises that I did. It just wouldn't go away. And this is a sign of internal inflammation, okay? When you have internal inflammation, your body holds on to water weight. It holds on to excess fat because it's afraid. It doesn't know what you're trying to do because it's in a state of imbalance. I want you guys to learn how to get your body into a state of balance. And the way that you do that is not necessarily just taking a lot of different supplements. The world will always tell you, take supplements, telling you that you're not enough. But what you got to do is, maybe I just need to restore the functions that I currently have within myself. I need to understand these different organs and how they harmonize with one another. Why do I have one problem that will lead to another problem? For example, let's just say if you have some different types of parasites that are attacking your pancreas right now, you might be having something called Ascaris-induced pancreatitis. Okay, so you have roundworms that are eating the pancreatic cells for survival. So you're not really producing enough insulin. If you're not producing enough insulin, the doctor will tell you, oh my goodness, you have diabetes. Okay, I'm going to put you on metformin. I'm going to put you some medications too. And a lot of people, they have diabetes year after year after year. And that blood viscosity goes higher and higher and higher. Now we know that the blood has to go through your kidneys, right? When people are not taking good care of their blood sugar levels, the next thing they're looking at is chronic kidney disease. Because you're dealing with very, very viscous blood going through your system all day, every day. And the kidneys are like, fuck this, I'm tired. Okay? It starts to develop kidney stones, are you? It's going to have some different types of growth, cysts, okay? When the body becomes weaker and weaker, everything is connected because if you're inflamed topstream, then you're coming down to the bladder, coming out to the prostate, all that stuff's going to become inflamed. When people become older, they usually have 2 very common problems. Number 1, they can't take a shit. Number 2, they can't pee because of prostate problems. Instead of fixing, oh, I need to fix the prostate. Oh, I need to fix this and that. These are just symptoms of something deeper. You got to come up upstream. What if I have different types of parasites that are attacking me right now? What if I learn how to take care of my internal parasites and flush them out of my body safely? What are the different medications that are out there? Or different types of herbs, cloves, wormwood, different types of very, very natural herbs out there that can eliminate parasitic infections. It's not something that you just do one time. I want you guys to understand, if you're embarking on this journey of detox, it's day in and day out, okay? Every single week, I'm doing something. There are 52 weeks in a year. Every single week, I have something on my calendar for detox. This is not something that you just play around, be like, oh, I'm going to talk about detox and then do it sometimes, don't do it another time. No, I schedule everything around these detox protocols. Other people that do not pay attention to what I'm doing, they're constantly suffering. They're in and out of the hospitals or they're continuing to go see some type of specialist. And it's just an encirclement of medications, antibiotics, corticosteroids, from top to bottom. And after a while, the problems just continue to persist. and they may get very depressed as a result of their constant pain and discomfort. They might go see a psychiatrist. Now they're on psychiatric medications. Can you guys see that this is a whole system? Now, if you're in this live call, if you have any questions regarding detox, you have questions about parasites, regarding what I've been talking about, just type it in. I'll be happy to help you guys answer. Today, we went through a lot of material in a short period of time. Now, I've broken down a lot of these videos in separate videos on my channel. I did my best to explain them to the best of my ability. Of course, there's a lot more to this in detail. But today, if anything, I just want you guys to screenshot this photo. This is your liver, largest internal organ you have, okay? So you zoom in a little bit on this photo here, right? So you got different bile ducts. This is your pancreas, all right? Insulin production. This is your gallbladder. Everything gets secreted, released into the common bile duct, straight into the very first part of your small intestine, which is called the duodenum. Over here, this is your spleen, which also plays an important function. It filters old red blood cells. It also puts in new red blood cells, also the white blood cells as well. This has a lot to do with your lymphatic system. It is directly connected to your aorta, okay? Beginning to see your body is not as something very mysterious, but something mechanical, something that you can understand. Now, maybe this could be a very poor analogy. I'm going to make it anyway. Now, when you go to get an oil filter change, get an oil change, this is a motorcycle. You also make sure the filter is changed. Not just the oil, but also the filter. Now, the liver works just like that. Right now, your liver could be in this stage already, or this stage. It's not in a good shape. You need to do whatever you can to start cleaning the liver out. Maybe you're already at liver fibrosis, okay? Things are not looking good for you. You need to push this thing back, detox it out on a regular basis. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be comfortable. And over time, you may be blessed with a healthy liver. I'm still on the journey myself. I've done this 32 times. Now, I want you guys to look at other practitioners online that I believe are very, very good at talking about this. Number one, the liver flush gal. I think she changed her handle recently. I think her handle is the flow. I'm going to look that up. So next one, I want you guys to look at Elizabeth Wells. So she's coming out of the UK. I think she knows what she's talking about. She is an amazing practitioner at this. She has done the liver cleanse herself hundreds of times. Hundreds, not just, a few times. I've only done it 42 times, but she's been on this journey a lot longer than I have. Next, you have Adam. Adam's also been doing this liver cleanse protocol for quite some time. And when you are real, you can sense real. I don't like to talk about theory. I want to share with you guys things that I've done. Practitioner, okay? Releasing gallstones. Not just, I read in a book somewhere and then it said this. It's something that I experienced firsthand. So I can share with you guys what I've learned. And they have the same type of experience. And I'm going to look up the flow. Her name should change. The Flow Lab. Okay, so I want you guys to look up Marta. Marta, now she is the Flow Lab, and she is amazing. I don't know if she's still coaching. She may not be coaching anymore, but you can see she's good friends with Elizabeth, and they're just amazing people. I mean, I've only communicated with them just a little bit from online and stuff, but they all know how to do the liver cleanse very, very well. Now, do we all use the same exact protocol? No, we do not. Now, but the whole goal, I don't care what you do, I'm telling y'all, you need to get this trash out of your body in a very, very safe way. And it's not going to just take one time. It's not going to just take 2 times. I mean, I've done it 42 times. I'm still seeing gallstones. The reason why that is because your liver is a filter, right? It works like an oil filter or a fuel filter, and it's constantly filtering. So over time, you're going to get new congestion that show up, or other problems that used to be tucked away in a corner of your body, they're going to get released and they're going to get dumped right back into your filtering organ, which is the liver. And new gallstones or new liver stones are going to be formed. Now, none of this professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, because most people, they do not believe any of the stuff that I say. And when you go to your doctor and you tell them about this stuff, they're not going to believe you. So if you're on this call, just ask your question. Don't be shy. And this is very, very, I would just say, esoteric knowledge or type of information they do not want you to know. Right? They do not want to empower you. The system does not want to empower you with information that can really heal. Right? Now, what has changed? Overall, my skin has gotten a lot better. I no longer have any joint pains and discomforts, right? I've got my six-pack abs very, very easily now, without even killing myself at the gym. Listen, I have not even been going to the gym all that often. I still exercise. I just go to the park, I go for some sprints, go for runs, I got some weights at home, I do some stretchings, that's about it, okay? And I feel amazing. When I sleep, I can really, really rest very deeply. Okay, my dreams are very, very vivid, and these are all signs of vitality that's being restored to you once you start to restore your internal organs. Okay, and there's a lot to look forward to. Will there be a process? Will there be some discomfort? Of course, there will be. Now, what happens if you do not take good care of your liver and gallbladder? There's something called, they have surgery, okay? It's a gallbladder surgery. It's going to cost roughly $3,000, $6,000, depending on where you are. In the United States, there are 1.2 million people every single year that are being done every year. And this number is going up. There are millions and millions of people. They may get a gallbladder attack, and they go to the hospital, and the doctors always tell them, okay, we got to just cut out your gallbladder. And what they do is that they put in 4 holes in your stomach. Okay? I'm not even joking. This is what happens when you go in for one of these surgeries. So they put a hole right here, okay, and then they put another hole over here. They cut out the gallbladder, and they put in another hole right here. They got a camera. I mean, do you really want to go through this? This is what's in store for millions of people around the world, and this number is only going up because of our poor lifestyle choices. We're eating trash, a lot of hormonal imbalances, a lot of parasitic infections. So this whole area is congested. A lot of people, they wait too long until their gallbladder's completely expanded, okay? Or it's going to start looking like this, completely busted. Then they go to the hospital and they do the surgery and get their gallbladder completely removed. Liability concerns, guys. I want you guys to know, like, this is a multi-billion-dollar industry. That's why they don't want you to know anything about healing. If you're doing some simple math, if you do 1.2 million and then you multiply that by 4,600, that's $5.5 billion. That right there, without even talking about medications, talking about all this other added on stuff. Maybe people, they do some therapy afterwards, right? They're going to be time away from work, right? There's a lot of other hidden costs. They're not being accounted for. So, and removing that gallbladder, there are other risks too. There's other risks and complications. For example, you have infection, bleeding, bile leakage, injury to the bile duct. That's very, very problematic because, as we said, your other organs, they need that common bile duct. And depending how great the doctor is, you may have injury to the intestine, bowel, and blood vessels. deep vein thrombosis. I don't even know what that is. So risks from general anesthetic. Okay, so Johns Hopkins, they said that the third leading cause of death is medical errors, iatrogenic medical errors. So that's one thing, you got to get away from the hospitals, y'all. Do not go to the hospital if you can avoid it. And the way that you do that is being proactive. Being as proactive as you possibly can. Reading books. Buying courses. Okay, I sell a course. I highly recommend, if you're on this call, get my course. I teach you how to clean out the small and large intestines. This was me before, this is me now. Okay, and I'm going to put it in the chat right here. You guys can check that out. That will be very helpful for you to get on this journey now, cleaning out your digestive tract. All right. Now, what else do we talk about? Here we have the human body. Get yourself some books. There are a lot of free books online on the human physiology. For example, this is a great website. You can go to archive.org and you can borrow books from here. Human physiology, all right? Review of human physiology. There are so many wonderful books you guys can. Another one you guys can look at is Library of Congress. So Library of Congress, you guys can find a lot of books on this website as well. And make reading something that you do every single day, okay? I don't care if it's for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day. Human physiology. We're experiencing technical difficulties. All that tax money, are you kidding me right now? So, if you're on this call, if you have any questions regarding what I'm talking about, just type in any questions you want to go over regarding the digestive system. Be happy to help you navigate through detox. Okay, and that's what we're here for. Okay, we're here to share great information, and that's going to help benefit your life. A lot of people, they're focused on making that money, and that's great. I want people to make a lot of money. But I guarantee you're not going to make any money if your body is sick. When you're feeling discomfort all the time, you're feeling pain, okay? You're always constantly worried about your health. And that's the state a lot of people are in, okay? Or they're dealing with some types of small pain and discomfort, and they're just putting up with it. They think that, oh, this is how things are. You know, I'm a little bit older now, and I have to put up with these things. That's all bullshit. I want you guys to pay attention to the small pains and discomforts that you currently have, and recognize that if you do not fix it when it's a small problem, it's only going to get worse over time. Small little problems, they don't just go away on themselves. That's delusional, okay? Your body must recognize these small little discomforts, and it usually begins when in regards to the digestive system. People are constipated maybe just for one day. They're constipated just for one day. Then it becomes 2. Then it becomes 3 days in a row. Then it becomes 4 days in a row. It becomes 5 days in a row. Do you think this person is going to heal from constipation all on his own? Of course not. That's delusional. And as they are getting so much waste material trapped inside their system, that's going to affect them emotionally. That's going to cause other problems with inflammation, inflammatory responses. And now you're just caught in that trap, right? Because next, you may go to the hospital and the corticosteroids are going to come. The immunosuppressants are going to come. Here's another thing a lot of people don't know is that you have these things called white blood cells. White blood cells are very, very powerful, and they can help you eliminate internal parasites when they're small. But when you're taking corticosteroids, all right, you're already having a weakened immune system. If you're having a weakened immune system and you take corticosteroids on top of that, that's going to weaken even more. In that environment, your parasites are going to continue to thrive. Does that make sense, guys? So you're getting bullied by parasites and you don't even know. Most people don't know. They're just thinking, well, it's just my family history is like this, you know, our family history is like that. We have these chronic diseases. Maybe there's information outside your current state of awareness. Maybe there's information outside the scope of what you currently know. And it's internal parasites. And I would say very comfortably, 95% of this world have very little idea about parasites. They don't think that they exist at all. They think that, oh, this is something that happens in third world countries. It doesn't affect me. Unfortunately, they do. Okay, let me just show you some photos. Whole Foods is a pretty high-end grocery market in the US. People are finding worms inside their salmon. Or if people go to Costco, they're buying some salmon, they can see those worms just swimming in that fish. Now, as you're preparing your favorite sashimi roll, okay, your ahi poke bowl, whatever you call that thing is, just a lot of raw meats, you're ingesting a lot of parasites. Unless you know how to clean them out, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. So I don't know how to be more in your face about this. When's the last time you spent some time looking through every parasite, or at least the major ones, the top 12, the top 20, and how you could be infected by these parasites right now, and how you can get rid of them? So, well, do you guys have any questions for me? I want to check out some other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I've been kind of testing the streaming thing. I don't know if it's going to work. I also tried it on Kick, but last time I streamed on Kick, it did not work at all. I don't know if any of you there are streamers, have any expertise on this. You guys can give me some insights. So there's a lot of stuff on the internet, you know. Hopefully this information, you guys will find it very useful. So see, this one's not working. It's very, very choppy. So I don't think Kick is working, but I want to thank you for taking your time. I don't even know who's actually here. If you have questions, just put it in the comments. Don't be shy. Yeah, about anything that I shared today regarding digestive health. Testing. Twitch is actually pretty fast. Over here, this is YouTube. And then back on my PowerPoint slides. Just a few more minutes if people want to jump on. I'll give them a chance to jump on. talking about liver health. I will also put in my protocol in the chat. So over here, you guys can have my step-by-step protocol. And there are photos further down the document, so if you want to avoid them, just don't look at it. But that's definitely going to help you a lot on your detox journey. Alright, since I don't think people are going to jump on here with any other questions, I'm going to close down this live call. And of course, if you have any questions, just leave a comment under the video. Be happy to answer. Or any other topics you'd like me to cover, I can cover it in a separate video going forward. But thanks so much for jumping on this call, and I'll talk to you soon.